Less well known than the Inuit are the Naskpi, who lived in a small group of families on the Atlantic side of Canada. In their struggle to survive near the Arctic Circle, they demonstrated a spiritual view of the world, limited in resources. As a hunting people, seeking survival in a very cold environment, the Naskpi spent most of their time in isolated groups of 2 or 3 families. Only in summer, when food was plentiful, did families camp together in small communities. Their portable homes or wigwams, wooden poles covered by skins, they moved about their territory in pursuit of wild game. Of special importance to the Naskpi were the caribou, the bear, and the beaver. Of lesser importance were the fish and the birds. For the Naskpi, the whole world is filled with a soul, man too. The physical world is just as real, but just as real are the souls that animate it. Stars, trees, wind, thunder, fish, birds, animals, and humans are all activated by souls. Knowing how to influence souls in their favor is essential to the survival of individuals and families. Individuals must be on friendly terms with all souls, their own and those of other beings. Offended souls can withdraw their support, leaving hunters open to weakness, illness, and death. A shaman, a person who knows how to control souls, is as important to Naskpi survival as a chemist or physicist is for the survival of industrial peoples. All successful Naskpi hunters study the way of influencing souls. The Naskpi explain their views of the universe by reciting myths. In their myths, the earth is depicted as a hill floating above water. There is no story of its genesis. A central figure in the myths is Tesa Kabek, a human endowed with the cleverness and altruistic spiritual powers that the Naskpi value. He snared the sun and moon. After getting into it, he became the man in the moon. This type of figure, a trickster, also appears in stories of other peoples. The souls of all persons between the times when they reside in bodies, living among the stars, this concept of reincarnation, souls returning to a life in another body, is found in many religions, particularly in Hinduism. The 4 winds, rainbows, the aurora borealis, and the Milky Way are incorporated into the Naskpi mythology of departed ancestors. The Naskpi perceive a strong presence of grace in the universe. Animals give themselves to the hunters. In return, hunters must express gratitude to the animals by respecting their carcasses and using them in the most economical way. Hunters and fishers revere their environment, knowing that they will starve if they offend the souls that guard the animals and the fish. The technical implements and skills of the hunters and fishers are only minor means of their success. The generous souls of the animals and fish are paramount. As hunters sleep, animals' souls appear in human dreams to show where the animals can be found and how they can be taken. Through dreams, the Naskpi learn the proper designs to work into their art, the kind of drums to make, the required rhythms to use in beating them, and the right way to dance. The traditions of the people are passed along from fathers to sons and to daughters. For women also hunt and fish. The general wisdom of the group is supplemented by timely information given by souls of game to hunters who seek and take animals for food, clothing, and shelter. Humans must respect animals because humans and animals are closely related. In the beautiful ridge of mountains rising from the Piedmont Plateau of the east coast of the United States, Europeans found the home of the Cherokees. The tribe was concentrated in the Appalachian Mountains in western North Carolina and Tennessee. Constant encroachment by the new white settlers undermined any agreements Indians made with colonists, and wars were frequent. Ordinary members of the tribe did not tell the stories of creation, and initiates could hear the stories only after participating in special ceremony. Priests and keepers of the sacred stories met at night in low log houses to recite the stories around a fire. Hearers were admitted by appointment for initiation to the myths. At daybreak, the party went to a running stream where the hearers stripped and the priests scraped their skin with a bone-toothed comb. While the priests recited prayers, the participants dipped themselves 7 times in the water. The creation stories were part of a ritual of remembrance and new beginnings. In the Cherokee story of the creation of the world, the animals lived above a great stone arch, below which lay water. The animals were crowded and wanted a place to live below the arch, but they could find only water. Water Beetle darted over the water without finding a place to rest. It dived down to the soft mud and brought some up. Now at the bottom of the arch sky, an island, the earth floats on the water. It is held up by cardinal points by cords attached to the sky vault. No one remembers who made or tied the cords. When the animals first came to earth, they were told to keep watch for 7 nights. Most animals fell asleep too soon. Only the panther, the owl, and a few others stayed away, so now they can see to hunt at night. The cedar, pine, spruce, holly, and laurel trees also stayed away, so they stay green and retain their medicinal qualities all year. All the other trees lose their hair each winter. The Cherokees have many stories about how the animals came to be and as they are. Why do Cherokees need to hunt for game? Cherokees blamed two boys whose curiosity was too much for them. Near Pilot Knob lived a hunter, Conti, and his corn wife, Sulu. With their son's help, they captured a wild boy to help live with them. But the wild boy led the son of Conti to spy on his father. They saw that when the father wanted meat, he opened a stone door and took from a cave whatever animal he wanted. A few days later, the boy, having made arrows, opened the stone door to try their hand at hunting. Failing to close the door, they let all the game escape and wandered the earth. After that incident, hunting became an uncertain venture.